Scorpio placements, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Stellium. Blessed are you. A reading. If you want a private reading, the link to that is in the description box. Let's begin. Wow. Okay. I say wow because this is like how do I explain it? Wow, it came to me and then it went. What? Okay, let me explain it. So, this, this feels like, why am I not finding the words for it? It's so interesting because I'm feeling all the emotions and the crazy thoughts that are running through my head, but are not grabbing sentences. It's so weird. Scorpio, why do you have the weight of the world on you? And when I say the world, I'm not really talking about... I'm not really talking about like, the world as a whole. I'm talking about people around you. Whether these are friends, family, maybe even loved ones. And it could be even not a deep connection like friends, family, or loved ones. It could be even like acquaintances, possibly colleagues, neighbors, strangers you know of. It's showing me that you are carrying their burden as if it was yours. There is a righteous energy. There is a moral viewpoint here, which I'm trying to explain. It's almost like you are the type of person that says, if I don't do it, who will? Someone has to do it. This is a very serving Scorpio. Like usually I don't really talk about, your energy, because you should be aware of your energy. But it seems like it's kind of saying, no, we need to bring awareness to the Scorpio because Scorpio is doing too much. No, it is in regard to other people in your life, meaning energies in your energy. But the focus is on you. The focus is kind of like saying, what the hell are you doing? Why are you carrying unnecessary energies as if they were your own? Why do you feel responsible for energies that are not yours? This burden that you carry is not yours. It's other people's. And some of you could even think that it's your responsibility to carry this weight. And I feel like it's that moral side that I want to mention. Like it's that moral side to it. It's like, if I don't do it, no one will, and I want to do it. It's a very serving, like you're showing up as a servant. Like you're showing up as someone that is serving others. And you think that you are serving them by carrying the heavy weight. It's kind of like when someone is carrying something heavy and you're like, let me carry it, even though it will be heavy, more on you than them. Like imagine you see like a big guy with strong physique and they're carrying heavy weight and you're like smaller, let's say, or less strong, and you're like, let me carry that for you. Why are you doing that? I feel like this message is to bring awareness to the energies that you are carrying for other people. Do you even know why you do this? Interesting message. Okay, let's continue and see where this goes. But it feels like it's calling you out. It's calling you out. It's fucking calling you out. Look at everything that is in your life that is not serving you, not working for you, that is a burden on your life. You will see that it's not even yours. You will see it's other people's energies. Do you understand why this message is kind of like talking about these burdens that you carry? Because it's destroying you. It's taking a toll on you. So you need to stop. You know, I find this very relatable. So I get it. I get it. If you feel like, if you are the type of Scorpio that wants to help others, and, you know, usually Scorpios will think, like, I'm strong enough to carry the weight of the world. I'm strong. But why? Why should you? Why should you carry the weight, the burden for others? And I keep hearing, if I don't do it, who will? Maybe you are the type of person that thinks, you know, you were born to be a warrior, to be the strongest, to be the whatever. Why? Do you feel like it's your life mission? Do you feel like it's what you're supposed to do? Because here's the thing. I mean, here's the thing. If you can help someone, perfect, right? But if it ends up hurting you, you're not helping nobody. Because the account is still in the minus. Do you know what I mean? So for example, let's say you help someone, but then you are suffering. You didn't really help someone because it got cancelled out by you suffering. Do you understand? So if you help someone, you elevate, and you are still maintained, your energy is still maintained, or your life is still maintained, then perfect. You elevated. The energy of positivity has increased. But if you have increased someone else's and yours went down, you didn't do anything. You just exchanged. The energetic field is still the same. It was not leveled. It was not like leveled up, or it was not, what's the word? It was not like it did not increase, you know, the good vibes did not increase. Do you understand? So why do it? You know, there is something about your limit, meaning there is something about how you should pay attention to your limit and pay attention to when the energy declines. So for example, let's say you have amazing energy, and then you're like, ooh, I have so much love, I have so much energy, good vibes, that I want to give it out. You know, I want to give it to this one and kind of like elevate the vibes. But you have to notice when it declines, meaning, you know, when you see something goes up, you have to notice when it's starting to dip for you. That's when you need to stop helping. That's when you need to stop giving. Or giving a fuck, maybe. Because it's hurting you. It's hurting you. This is the 5 of Pentacles. It's hurting you. You're just basically transferring energies. And of course, you know, I get it if you're the type of person that thinks, yeah, that's okay, but I'm also an alchemist. I take their shitty energy and I transmute it into something good. Okay, sure, but that takes time. It takes a toll. Your life will be... And you know, there's a difference between that and this. Does that make sense? When you dip down too far, it takes time to get up. But if you're doing this, you know, if it's up and out in small doses, you can like go back up quickly. But when you go really high and really low, when it's low, it takes time to get up. Do you understand where this message is going? Scorpio, I feel like this is attention. Pay attention to how you are dealing with people and how you are taking the burden of others. As if it was your responsibility to save the world. I do relate to this message, I must say. Because I've been, you know, I have this mentality of saving the world. But let's be realistic, you know. Like you can try to save part of the world. But if you have this mentality of, I'm going to save the world, yeah, stop. It's going to kill you before you are successful doing that. Now, of course, there are people that change the world in many ways, but it has a ripple effect, meaning that you're not saving individuals one by one, but you save one person and that person will save others. That can eventually, over time, possibly even after you die, it will hit a ripple, right? It will end up in rippling, expanding in itself. It's contagious in that sense. But if you feel the responsibility to save everybody inside, bitch, you're gonna kill yourself. You know, I'm taking this advice too because I have the tendency to do this shit as well. I have that tendency, I must admit. So I feel like I'm being called out with you on this. I have to admit, it's kind of triggering, yes, but it's valuable. It's valuable. This is a valuable message, and I hope it reaches the right ones. Because we need to stop doing this shit. Trying to save everybody in sight. Foolishness. Strength. Yes. And I feel like this strength is talking about how we have to have the strength to set boundaries. The strength to say no. The strength to... it's not really just like, you know, if someone asks you something, then you say no. It's not about like the word no itself. It's more about having the courage to set boundaries without feeling guilty or without feeling like you're being like a bad person or the villain. Let's say someone is like, help, but in helping them, you end up killing yourself, let's say, or you end up really hurting yourself. Then you ignore that cry for help. Do you understand? So the strength to do what you have to do in order to protect yourself first, and if you are capable of doing that but also helping someone else, perfect. But if you find out that I cannot protect myself while helping this person, but I have the tendency to help anyway, and even if it hurts me, well, that's part of the process. That needs to be fixed. You know, the same way when you go on an airplane and they tell you not put the mask on others before you put it on yourself. So basically this is saying you have to save yourself first, and then if you are set and if you are like saved, you save others. It's okay. right? Even if it's your child. Like, I remember, you know, like the way that we are taught to help others. For example, when I heard for the first time when I was a teenager, I heard how even the mask, you don't put it on your child first, you put it on yourself first. So you have to prioritize yourself over your children when it comes to life and death. And I found that absurd. But how can you help others if you end up doing yourself a disfavor by sacrificing yourself? How can you continue the good work? So you have to save yourself. You have to prioritize yourself. You have to have the strength to, even if you feel the need, it's like, I really want to help. You have to discipline yourself from doing that, from sacrificing yourself for the sake of others, for the sake of saving another. Or if it's not like dramatic as saving their life, it's kind of metaphoric for the burden you carry for others. It's not your fucking burden. Drop it. It's not your burden. Look at you. Drop it. You know, I feel like you could have someone in your life that is encouraging this character of yours. Which could be actually doing something for you, meaning that you could be thinking that what you're doing is good, even though you're hurting yourself in the process, because someone is validating this type of character for you. Whether this is a friend, family, loved one. Now, here's the thing, you know, like when you see in movies where people sacrifice themselves for the greater good, you know, they're called a hero. So pay attention. We have been programmed to not prioritize ourselves. We have been programmed to think about the other before we think about ourselves. And the ones that think of themselves are called selfish. Right? That is the programming. So you could have someone here that is kind of validating this type of character of yours that is self-sacrificial. And it's kind of doing something for you. You know, making you feel like it's your mission or something like that. You need to do some serious reflection here, Scorpio. You need to kind of look at your priority list. And if you are not number one, you need to change it. Because yourself should be number one. Always. And if people call you selfish for it, well, you know, they are part of the program, baby. Okay? Because it's normalized, right? When you do things forever and you kill yourself in the process. Like, oh, a hero. Let's put like a memorial shit and remember you for being a hero. Hero. But the moment you're like, no, you know, I'm gonna get hurt in the process and I'm not gonna do that. It's so sad that this person is going through it, but I'm gonna get hurt in the process, so I'm not gonna do it. You're like, oh my God, how selfish. But it should be vice versa. If you cannot help someone without you getting hurt, don't do it. Okay? Alright, let's see what else. Let's see what else you want to say. Unless I said everything that I needed to say. Scorpio, look at your programming. Look at your programming. When I say programming, consider yourself like a fucking machine, okay? What were you taught from a young age to be like? Were you taught to be obedient? Were you taught to be people-pleasing? Were you taught to put others first? Were you, for example, even if you have siblings, did your siblings come first? Were you the babysitter of your siblings? Are you the babysitter of your friends? You know, sometimes, like I mentioned that because sometimes when you go out with friends, who is the mama of the group? Is it you by any chance? Because if it's you, you need to stop. Now, I understand from a protective perspective, you know, when you, for example, that example I'm going to use again, when you go out with people and they get drunk and even though you are also drinking, but you're paying attention to everybody and making sure they are all safe and sound, you need to stop. You need to stop, because that is something that comes from a young age or from the way our parents raised us, to be selfless, to be always responsible. You can't even have fun, or you can't even prioritize yourself, your safety for others. Now, there are so many ways to explain this energy, but I hope it came across with the examples that I gave you. I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to get at. I'm not saying that you should not care for the people that you care about, but if it's gonna cost you something, think about it. If you are not your number one priority, you need to change that list. Now, I'm not saying that you should be a burden on others, but carry your own weight and let others carry their own weight. Do you understand? I just noticed the camera is not straight. So, especially if you are like dealing with, especially if you're dealing with adults, you know, I'm not just talking about like minors or underage or children. I mean, even that, when you get on the plane, they show you a picture of a mother and a child. And it's interesting they chose a mother than a father, okay? But that's another story. But you will notice in the pictures that you see the safety thing, you will see a mother and a child, and they tell you, you have to put your mask on first and then on the child. That is the right order. Because when it comes to life and death, and that's also an example. I'm not saying that you're actually out there saving people, but hey, you could be. When it comes to life and death, your life comes first. And it's not selfish. You know, some people actually live their whole life feeling guilty for surviving. Do you know what I mean? You know when you see someone was in an accident or even in the army and they come back, but their friends or family, they don't survive, they feel guilty. What do you call it? I feel like there is a term for it, right? Which is like the survivor guilt, I think it's called. Why? Why are we programmed to feel guilty for surviving? I find that very intriguing. Very peculiar, yes. But it's the programming. So this is a call for you to inspect your programming. And put everything in order, because it's a mess. It's causing a mess in your life. Okay. Interesting message. Usually when I do readings, it tells me about energies that are surrounding you, but it started that way, but it's actually a call for you, a message for you. As in, like this is a call for action for you to change something in your life and the way you see things and the way you, or how you deal with things in regard to people around you. Okay, that was your first message. I'm going to pull you another message. I need a second though. Oh, hang on. My leg got trapped. Second message is for Scorpio's extended members, but I'll give you a preview before we take it there, okay? You want to give us a perception? All right, let's see. Scorpio, second message. Don't scratch me, baby. Don't scratch me. Let's see. Okay. Scorpio, you have someone here that doesn't know what to do with you. They don't know what to do. And I see that the situation between the two of you, at least from their perspective or from their end, looks stagnant. Even if it's moving, it's very slow. That it looks like it's stagnant. You know, I'm feeling the frustration. I'm feeling nervousness. I'm feeling like the energy of. It's almost like hard to breathe. Whew. You know when you don't breathe for a while, you feel like passing out. That's the vibe I'm getting here. Like there's a heat wave that went across my back. Whew. Damn, this person is struggling. They're struggling with this non-existent pace, this slow-moving pace. I mean, I see stagnation. I mean, if you think about it, nothing is ever still. Actually still, right? Even the still things, even the solid things are not really solid. But it seems like that to us, to the human perspective. So even if the connection was moving in whatever direction, it seems stagnant from their end. And they're very nervous. They're very anxious. Like, you know, when people get anxiety attacks, they freak out or they stop breathing or they feel like they're about to pass out. That's the vibe here, damn. trying to distract themselves from, you know, when you distract yourself when you're being anxious, or you fidget, or you try to expel the energy with shaking your leg, fidgeting, biting your fingernails, something. They're trying to distract themselves from this anxiety. It's overwhelming, and you know, I feel it. I can understand. Like, I'm literally shaking my leg right now, and I feel like this person is in this state of whew. Okay, let's see where this goes in the extended. That's the energy we have here so far. Let's see where this goes in the extended. The extended link is in the description box. I'll see you there.